Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here, and it's time to take a look at the new HP Envy from 2020. Really excited to unbox and check this laptop out, specifically because of how powerful it is. It also has a 4K AMOLED display, coupled with that 10th gen i7 processor, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 Max-Q GPU. This is going to be a very powerful laptop, which will not only be good for gaming, multitasking, but also video editing. I have to give a big thanks to HP and NVIDIA for sponsoring this video and sending over the HP Envy for us to check out. So we're gonna quickly show you what comes in the box and then take a look at some of the features of this laptop. Let's go ahead and get started. Opening the box, let's see what we get with the HP Envy. First up, we have our power cable and our power brick, as well with a proprietary connection. This power brick is 200 watts. You've got your standard booklets, including setup instructions. And on to what you came to see, the HP Envy. As you can tell, in that silver color. Let's take it out of the plastic. Right here, and a nice sleek silver look to it. On the left side is the charging port, a USB type A slot, HDMI port. Nice to see two USB-C slots, both with the Thunderbolt icon. Thank you, HP, for doing that. You do have a micro SD card slot for expandable storage. On the right side, some ventilation, a USB-A slot, and headphone jack. And as all of you know, in my laptop unboxing videos, let's do it. The one-handed opening test. Oh man, that passed easily. Absolutely no movement from the bottom part of the laptop. It does have a cover here for the keyboard. It does reveal our entire keyboard, which is also themed that silver color along with the trackpad. Let's boot the laptop up for the first time, and I'm going to just talk about anything noteworthy throughout the setup process. There is a dedicated fingerprint scanner just right of the right Alt button. Let's go ahead and set it up. Very simple, just set your finger down, lift it on up. And I've had very good experiences with these physical fingerprint scanners. Generally, they've gotten to a point where they're very fast and accurate. Just continue to lift and set it back down at different angles, and we're all good to go. You can add more later if you'd like. This HP Envy also has that 15.6-inch 4K AMOLED touchscreen display, and HP's done a great job with it. The colors look great. It's so nice to have that touchscreen functionality, and of course, it being in 4K, watching video content, editing 4K content has been excellent. Since it is an AMOLED display, you get those true blacks out of it, but also I really like video editing on an AMOLED display, specifically because I create content for YouTube, and generally, historically, most of YouTube videos have been watched on mobile phones, and a lot of mobile phones nowadays have AMOLED displays, so it's kind of nice to be able to edit those videos on a display that other people are going to be watching the video content on. The trackpad on this laptop has been really good. It's actually one of the more responsive ones I've used, and of course, it has the Windows gestures integrated into it. The keyboard is backlit with a couple different levels of brightness, and it easily gets bright enough for you in any situation, and typing on it has been very comfortable, a decent amount of travel to these keys. A couple nice features of this keyboard: it has a dedicated mic mute button, which has been great when I'm on work calls. I can quickly mute my microphone. And then it also has, for privacy, a dedicated webcam kill switch. And this isn't just software. Yes, it has an LED indicator when it does turn off. However, there's a physical switch that comes down and covers up the webcam, so you know that your webcam can't be accessed. The HP Envy has dual speakers with audio by Bang & Olufsen, and these are actually facing you. They're on either side of the keyboard. It's really nice to have the sound coming at you whether you're watching videos, playing games. And the sound quality has been solid. It gets loud enough to fill the room. It's not really gonna blow you away with the audio, but it is solid and does the job. This HP Envy is a part of NVIDIA's RTX Studio lineup, and that means that it was developed with creators like myself in mind. Essentially, NVIDIA has worked with software makers like Adobe and laptop manufacturers like HP to make sure that the hardware is optimized with the software to get the best performance out of this laptop. You're probably familiar with NVIDIA's Game Ready drivers. However, since this is a part of the RTX Studio lineup, it actually has Studio drivers separate from those Game Ready drivers to help optimize with the creative software suites Now, I've been doing a lot of video editing on this HP Envy with Adobe's Premiere Pro software, and I have to say I've been really happy with the results, specifically because I was able to do a real-world test between the software encoding and the hardware encoding. NVIDIA has their own video encoder that is found on NVIDIA GPUs, and essentially it just makes the video encoding process much faster so you can export your video files a lot quicker, which is very helpful with workflow. Now, back to that test that I had said, when I just did software encoding, it took just over 19 minutes to encode about a 10-minute 4K video file. But then when I turned on that hardware encoding, which uses that NVIDIA video encoder, it actually dropped it all the way down to just over 8 minutes. So over half the time was saved by using that hardware encoding. Saving this much time while exporting really does add up, and I have to say it influences my productivity in a very positive way. And no, I'm not just doing video editing on this laptop. Since it has that discrete RTX 2060 Max-Q graphics card, I'm also able to play games, and it actually handles games very well. I can bump up some of the graphics in the lower end games, and even the higher end games I'm able to play at consistent frames per second. So gaming has actually been pretty nice, especially when I want to take breaks from that video editing. With it being able to handle the gaming, the video editing, multitasking is just no problem for this laptop. Whether I'm watching some 4K video content, switching between a bunch of different tabs, some different projects, it has really flown. It has the Intel Core i7-10750H processor, which is the 10th gen processor, coupled with that 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has a 512 gigabyte SSD inside. Something else that kind of future-proofs the laptop, it has Wi-Fi 6 built in and also Bluetooth 5 connectivity. And just to recap, I've really enjoyed using the HP Envy 2020, especially how Premiere Pro integrates so well with that dedicated NVIDIA GPU. And of course, still being able to do a little gaming on here is a nice addition on top of that 4K OLED display. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the HP Envy. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.